And some sad news tonight coming from the small community of Orange Grove. We learned today that a popular tennis coach there, Osbaldo Gonzalez, collapsed in the middle of a tennis tournament, and he could not be revived. That is, he was only 62 years old.
Our Ashley Gonzalez went to Bulldog Nation today to find out more about the man fondly referred to as Coach Oz and the legacy that he leaves behind.
Everybody knew him as Coach Oz.
A daily routine changed in an instant.
I seen Coach Oz here at the tennis courts and gave him a wave, you know, like always.
What began as a typical tournament day quickly turned to tragedy when head tennis coach Osbaldo Gonzalez collapsed Thursday morning and died suddenly in front of his own team and fellow coaches.
You don't expect something like this to happen, especially during the school day.
Coach Oz taught at Orange Grove High School for 29 years. He was a mentor, a father, and a history teacher, someone students could look up to.
Letting the kids know why it's important to learn history and appreciate it, and then continue learning as much as possible.
Principal Gil Salazar sharing, you could talk just about anything with Coach Oz.
I love talking about whether it's history, sports, Star Wars, or he collected cards and shared those.
Coach Oz loved history and taught with a passion. Salazar saying the Bulldogs plan on carrying that legacy.
In education, we're one big family. It's not just about Orange Grove. It's education. We're all educators, and we all have to take care of our students. So just like Coach Oz would do.
Ashley Gonzalez, 3 News.
Now, following the news of Coach Oz's sudden passing, district officials tell us that nearby schools like George West, Mathis, and Beeville sent extra hands in the form of counselors to help students and faculty get through today.